Dear colleagues, I suggest that we continue with our second session, which is the transition to clean energy in Europe. Our keynote speakers for this session are Mr. Franz Fischer and Senator Sylvia Dinicher and Mr. Zeczu Stankov. I give the floor to Mr. Franz Fischer.
Dear Mr. Dobrev, Ms. Karayancheva, dear Mr. Stankov, ladies and gentlemen, chairpersons of the energy committees, I would like to thank our Bulgarian colleagues for the invitation to this meeting of the chairpersons of the energy committees of the parliaments of the European Union. I am the newly elected chair of the Economic Affairs Committee of the German Bundesrat. Furthermore, I am here in my function as State Minister on Economic Affairs, Energy and Technology of Bavaria. The transition to clean energy in Europe is of highest economic and civil importance. In Germany, we are in the process of overhauling our energy supply. We are moving away from nuclear and fossil fuels towards renewables and better energy efficiency. After Fukushima, we decided to phase out of the use of nuclear energy by the end of 2022. Furthermore, the new German government has decided to work on a phasing out of coal-fired electricity generation. Our aim is a sustainable energy system while at the same time ensuring a higher level of security of supply and affordable energy prices for all consumers. This is essential because the energy transition must not harm our competitiveness. On the way to a sustainable energy system, we have already achieved quite a lot. Almost 1/3 of our electricity supply is coming from wind, solar, biomass, and hydropower. And Bavaria is even more successful when it comes to electricity generation. The share of renewable energy was already 43% in 2017. We want to continue on this path. The Bavarian government wants to increase the share of renewable energies. However, energy transition is not only a national challenge, it also needs action on the European or even on the international level. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all committed to the target of the Paris Agreement on climate change. And in this sense, Germany and Bavaria are committed to the common goal of an energy union. We believe that improved coordination of national energy policies may increase security of supply, energy efficiency, and developing renewable energy in Europe. However, when designing the European internal energy market, it must always be borne in mind that the energy markets and policies of the member states are strongly nationally shaped. National energy markets and policies are characterized by distinct differences. This fact must be taken into account by the European Union energy policy. Therefore, the EU must seize the opportunities of European integration without undermining the competencies of the member states. Against this background, we appreciate the Safe and Clean Energy package entitled Clean Energy for All Europeans. As you all know it was published in November 2016 by the European Commission. It can be seen as a milestone in European energy policy. Moreover, it can help us to further develop a single market in the electricity sector. The package includes positive approaches to improve energy efficiency, decentralized power supply, and flexibility. On both sides, in fact, on the producer side as well as on the demand side. When assessing energy state aid schemes, the package also includes the Commission's aim to focus on more market and system integration of electricity from renewable sources. However, we are extremely critical on measures that violate the subsidiarity principle. Some of the proposals unduly interfere into the energy policy competences of the member states. This applies, for instance, to the proposed measures affecting the right of every member state to determine the conditions for exploiting its energy resources, its choice between different energy sources, and the general structure of its energy supply. Today, however, I would also like to confine myself to another particularly problematic point that concerns all of us. I am referring to the regulation of the internal market for electricity. At the end of 2017, the Council of European Energy Ministers agreed to a general approach on the rules concerning the definition of bidding zones and opening interconnectors between the member states. The Committee for Industry, Technology and Energy Questions of the European Parliament agreed on the same framework in February this year. In detail, they agreed on the following conditions. First point, in order to increase electricity trade between member states, they are required to widely open their cross-border electricity supply lines for European electricity trading. This concerns so-called interconnectors. The perimeter for this opening will increase every year until 2025. Second point, network operators must be able to provide at least 75% of net transmission capacity via interconnectors for electricity trade with neighboring countries by the end of 2025. Third point, should a member state breach the rules for opening the interconnectors, the Commission has the right to order reconfiguration of the electricity bidding zones. These requirements are virtually incompatible with the actual situation in many member states. Take member states like France, Italy, Spain, Austria, and Germany. They either would have to expand their internal networks enormously. That applies above all to transmission from north to south by 2025, on top of what they have planned today. Or they would have to drastically expand national net transfer capacity management, which is extremely costly. That would lead to considerable additional costs for electricity consumers due to network charges. The need for grid expansion is not an easy infrastructure project, as you all probably know. In Bavaria, it has led to severe problems in public acceptance. People do not want to have grids and pillars built in front of their properties and homes. It could thus lead to a widespread lack of support for European energy policy among citizens. In other words, it causes another image problem for the European Union. In addition, the impending split of member states into several electricity bidding zones reduces competition and market liquidity. That would result in a trend towards rising European electricity prices, which would affect the overall competitiveness of the European Union as a whole. I don't want to invite trouble, but the consequences of the definition of bidding zones and opening interconnectors are still unclear today. Ladies and gentlemen, Germany is very ambitious to reach a harmonized common European energy market. Therefore, we are working hard on the development of new technologies. Besides the expansion of renewable energies, grid expansion, storage, and the use of other flexibility options are very important for us. We believe in technical advances. However, we need to add an exit clause to this regulation in the case all member states agree that the opening of the interconnectors is not possible at any time or in case of security concerns. We have good arguments for that decision. We neither know how this agreement would affect the need for grid supporting measures, nor are we aware of the effects and costs in the European member states from measures such as redispatch, feed-in management, and grid expansion. This is irresponsible. The Commission's impact assessment concerning this regulation does not at all address the consequences in member states. The Association of the European Transmission Grid Operators, ANSOE, did also not yet provide information on the effects on redispatch and grid expansion all over Europe. Let us not take the second step before the first. We have to reensure that the free flow of electricity is technically possible before we lay down binding European standards that might cause difficulties for the security of supply and for the economic situation of many member states. It's clear that a further opening of interconnectors would not only deeply affect Germany, it would also affect numerous other member states that face considerable cross-border electricity flows. Furthermore, member states where consumption and supply centers are territorially far apart are affected too. This is mainly true for member states with highly volatile renewable energy production, which is regionally bundled. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a critical view on some other proposals of the clean energy package. Let me mention finally just 3 major issues. Firstly, the new governance regulation provides that the Commission can issue binding recommendations to the member states under the so-called gap filler mechanism. This mechanism gives powers to the Commission that go far beyond its purely coordinating role. This provision threatens to erode the energy policy competences of the member states. Secondly, in the new ACE regulation, the Commission intends to provide the agency with significant final decision-making powers. Until now, the agency has acted as coordinating and advisory body. Germany, France, Italy, and Spain have presented a joint compromise paper in the run-up to the Informal Energy Council in April. I hope there will be improvements based on this compromise. And thirdly, the new Renewable Energy Directive contains the target for the share of renewable energy in the European Union. According to the proposal of the Commission and the Council, the share of renewable energy shall be increased to at last 27% by 2030, especially in the 3 sectors of electricity, heating, and transport. The Parliament proposed a minimum requirement of 35%. I think a share of 35% is really too ambitious. This would increase the costs of the energy transition substantially. Moreover, a higher share of renewable energy means a more volatile energy supply. As a minister responsible for economic affairs, I can tell you which impact a lower level of security of supply and higher electricity prices have for an industrial location like Bavaria. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to best meet the challenges of the European Union energy transition, it's necessary to develop sustainable solutions that take into account all aspects, environmental issues, as well as affordability and security of supply. Although our countries have different energy systems, they must equally find suitable measures for success in the energy transition. Therefore, sharing experience and information can only be beneficial for all of us. I would appreciate to provide concrete, constructive rewording for our 3 greatest causes for concern or discuss them bilaterally with you. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Pschirer. I now give the floor to Senator Silvia Monica Denica.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the Paris Agreement is a bridge between today's policy and climate neutrality before the end of the century. As we all know, it encourages a competitive and innovative low-carbon economy based on energy efficiency. Also, it acknowledges the need to promote sustainable energy based on the deployment of renewable energy. This ambitious and balanced agreement is the first major multilateral deal of the 21st century and sends a clear signal to investors, businesses, and policymakers that the global transition to clean energy is here to stay. In Romania, our strategic approach in the energy area focuses on the main pillars that define the way forward for Romania: safe, sustainable, competitive, and affordable energy in a security, solidarity, and confidence framework. At the same time, our national climate change strategy is set in a wider context of a climate-resilient and low-carbon economy, one that has mainstreamed the climate policies and actions into green, smart, and inclusive growth. In this regard, the initiative included in the Clean Energy Package will contribute to strengthening the energy security and to enhancing the security of energy of supply of the European Union, leading to a reform of the coherent electricity market, in which all member states contribute according to its specificities, both in terms of the sustainable use of indigenous energy resources and access to external resources, as well as the supportability of the final consumer, to the elimination of the economic disparities between EU member states. Now it is the time to concentrate all our efforts towards implementing our commitments in order to avoid dangerous climate change by limiting global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. We are convinced that the adoption of the rulebook for Paris Agreement at global level will represent not only a tool for global risk management, but also an engine for sustainable growth. Thank you.
Thank you. I now give the floor to Mr. Jeciu Stankov.
Thank you very much, Mr. Добрев. Уважаеми народни представители, уважаеми членове на Европейския парламент, уважаеми гости, за мен е огромна чест и удоволствие да присъствам на среща на председателите на парламентарни комисии по енергетика и да споделя гледната точка на българското председателство в сектор енергетика. За никого не е тайна, че фундаменталният приоритет на европейската климатична и енергийна политика в момента представлява пакета чиста енергия за всички европейци, представен от Европейската комисия в края на 2016 година. Обема, всеобхватността и сложността на този законодателен пакет са огромно предизвикателство за всички участници в европейската интеграция. Но те представляват още изключителна ценна възможност пред Европейския съюз за утвърждаване на неговото глобално лидерство в областта на прехода към нисковъглеродна икономика и за реализиране на практика на целите, заложени в Парижкото споразумение. За българското председателство е изключително ценно, че имаме възможността да ръководим преговорите по 3 от общо 8 законодателни предложения, част от пакета чиста енергия за всички европейци. Това са измененията на директивата за енергийна ефективност, директивата за възобновяема енергия, както и регламента за управление на енергийния съюз. Тези 3 законодателни акта на практика формират фундамента на общоевропейската климатична и енергийна политика до 2030 година и определят механизма, по който държавите членки колективно и в сътрудничество помежду си ще изпълнят тази политика. Мога да ви уверя, че българското председателство е изцяло ангажирано и работи на пълни обороти за намирането на компромис между Съвета и Европейския парламент по тези 3 досиета. Като нашата амбиция е да успеем да ги затворим до края на месец юни тази година или по друг начин казано да постигнем политическо съгласие и текста на 3 акта да бъде одобрен от двата съзаконодателни органа на Европейския съюз. Защо е важно да успеем успешно да приключим преговорите до края на месец юни? Защото енергийната и климатична политика на Европейския съюз и неговите глобални ангажименти ще бъдат поставени под сериозен риск. Няколко са основанията за тези притеснения. На първо място, новия механизъм, по който държавите членки ще определят националния си принос в областта на декарбонизацията, изисква до края на годината националните администрации да подготвят изключително задълбочено и детайлни документи, свързани с интегрираните планове в областта на климата и енергетика. За тяхното съставяне е необходимо държавата да има устойчива рамка, а това значи регламентът за управление на енергийния съюз и секторното законодателство в областта на декарбонизацията да бъдат приети. На второ място, в началото на декември в град Катовице в Полша ще се проведе среща на върха по климата на ООН, на която за първи път ще се проведе конференция на страните, подписали Парижкото споразумение. Забавянето на процеса по формиране на климатични и енергийни политики на Европейския съюз сериозно ще подкопае позицията на Съюза като глобален лидер и добър пример за прехода към нисковъглеродна икономика. Отделно, колкото по-рано директивата за енергийна ефективност и ВЕИ бъдат приети, толкова по-рано ще започне изпълнението им. А успешното прилагане на мерките и политиките, заложени в тези законодателни актове, е в основата изобщо на идеята за прехода към чиста енергия. Декарбонизацията е концепция с глобални измерения. Затова усилията на Европейския съюз не трябва да бъдат изолирани, а трябва да могат да послужат за пример на неговите международни партньори. Третите страни биха последвали лидерството на Европейския съюз в енергийния преход, единствено ако европейския модел се докаже като конкурентно способен, балансиран, устойчив и в съответствие с останалите легитимни енергийни политики. Такива са сигурността на доставките, достъпността на цените, балансирането на пазара, социалната сигурност и други. Смятам, че днес е важно да засегнем един фундаментален аспект на прехода към чиста енергия. А именно, че подобен преход е колективно усилие, в което всички участници трябва да откриват ползи, но и да носят своята отговорност. В този смисъл, намирането на баланс между позицията на двата законодателни органа, Европейския парламент и Съвета, следва да отчита интересите и нуждите на индустрията, на местните общности, на отделните граждани, на всички останали страни по веригата производство, доставка, консумация на енергия. В този смисъл, българското председателство досега винаги е било готово да изслуша легитимните позиции на отделните заинтересовани страни в прехода към нисковъглеродна икономика и се е старало да изпълнява ролята си на честен брокер съвместно и отговорно. Нашите очаквания са партньорите ни от другата страна на масата на преговорите, преките избранници на европейските граждани, също да бъдат конструктивни и да положат усилия за намирането на ефективни решения, които да стимулират прехода към чиста енергия в съответствие с останалите легитимни цели на енергийната политика и с оглед националните особености на отделните държави членки. До сега мога да кажа, че българското председателство получава подкрепата на партньорите си в законодателния процес от страна на Европейския парламент и Европейската комисия и благодарение на съвместните ни усилия огромен обем работа по трите досиета е извършена на техническо ниво и са намерени компромиси по голяма част от текстовете. Същевременно остават отворени сериозни политически въпроси и оставащите седмици до края на месец юни ще бъдат решаващи за това да успеем заедно да положим основите на една устойчива, последователна и един устойчив последователен и ефективен преход към нисковъглеродна икономика. В тази връзка искам да припомня мотото на българското председателство и на българския парламент "Съединението прави силата" и да изразя вярата си, че водени от общия ни интерес за по-екологично и отговорно към природата и европейските граждани бъдеще, ще успеем да открием пред Европа пътя към чистата енергия. Благодаря за вашето внимание.
Thank you very much to Mr. Stankov. I now open the floor for discussions and debate. I have 5 colleagues already on my list. First one is Karua Kafantari, Greece.
I want to stress out that the fight against climate change is more than even up to date. The most recent data indicate that CO2 has exceeded 410 ppm in the atmosphere and that energy consumption contributes to this measurement. So action must be taken immediately. The EU's Clean Energy Package was introduced in November 2016 to modernize the economy and boost clean energy investments. As it is already mentioned, renewables is the future. Another very important issue is the energy-saving sector. The cheapest energy is the energy that is not consumed. Buildings consume around 40% of total energy. Financial initiatives are needed for energy-saving investments in buildings. In Greece, funds from the European Investment Bank are utilized to support a financial program for saving energy in buildings, mainly homes, based on specific income criteria. Another important area of energy consumption is transport. The introduction of modern biofuels, electrically driving vehicles, using renewables and hydrogen fuel cells seems to be the future. Simultaneously, these energy sources are an important area for innovative investments and research. Smart systems and counters are a first step. Besides, we must not forget the motto that concentrates EU energy policy: smart, clean energy for all. Closing, I want to announce that in Greece we have enacted a new law that allows the creation of energy communities, a stature with history in Europe for years. Also, the National Energy and Climate Plan for the period 2021 to 2030 is being prepared. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kafantari. Now I give the floor to Ms. Sophie Primas, France.
Merci de votre hospitalité. Je voudrais simplement vous dire que l'objectif de la France est très ambitieux en matière de renouvellement, d'énergie renouvelable, avec des objectifs qui atteignent 32% des énergies pour la France en 2030, auxquels se sont ajoutés des objectifs fixés par le gouvernement, notamment la fermeture des 4 dernières centrales électriques au charbon en 2022 et l'atteinte d'une neutralité carbone à l'horizon 2050. Nous ne devons pas sous-estimer un certain nombre de questions très importantes qui ont été soulevées par nos amis allemands il y a quelques instants. D'une part, la nécessité de gérer l'intermittence des sources d'énergie, et ce qui suppose évidemment de mieux intégrer le mix énergétique. Pour cela, nous attendons de l'Europe un soutien très fort à l'innovation, notamment sur le stockage de l'énergie, pour faire naître des champions européens du stockage de l'énergie. Probablement que l'interconnexion entre les pays permettra également de mieux gérer l'intermittence des sources d'énergie. Deuxième élément, nous devons prendre en compte pour calculer le coût complet des filières, le coût de l'intégration aux différents réseaux, de ce foisonnement de production décentralisée qui vont apparaître partout en Europe, mais qui coûtent également cher en termes d'intégration aux réseaux existants. La gestion intelligente des réseaux peut être une solution. Troisième élément, le coût pour le consommateur du soutien aux filières d'énergie renouvelable, géré aujourd'hui par la fiscalité énergétique qui pèse de plus en plus fortement sur les ménages et sur les entreprises, À titre d'exemple, entre 2018 et 2022, c'est 46 milliards de plus de fiscalité qui seront imposés en France sur les consommateurs, qu'ils soient particuliers ou les entreprises, notamment au travers de la taxe carbone. Cela pose clairement la soutenabilité de ces politiques et l'acceptabilité sociale, surtout si les prix des énergies fossiles repartent à la hausse, comme c'est le cas aujourd'hui. Enfin, nous avons la nécessité d'accompagner les territoires, les entreprises et les salariés concernés par les mutations entre les énergies actuelles et les énergies renouvelables, notamment dans le cadre des fermetures des centrales au charbon. Et nous avons donc besoin de l'Europe et d'une politique cohérente de l'Europe sur ces informations. Merci.
Thank you, Ms. Primus. I now give the floor to Mr. Chairpersons, Norway.
Thank you very much, Chair. First of all, let me thank the Bulgarian Parliament for your warm welcome and hospitality at this meeting here in Sofia. For a long time, Norway has supported the countries in the Western Balkans. I'm pleased that the Norwegian government has decided to double the budget for support to the region in 2018. This means an increase from about 18.5 million euros last year to about 37 million euros this year. The main priorities for the 2018 will be promote regional cooperation, and the CISIC cooperation is a good example how this is functioned in the Western Balkan and this region. Norway has about 70% renewable consumption inland in Norway of energy, and the production is about 110%, so we are exporting a lot of energy. The Nordic cooperation has been a success for over 25 years, and hopefully we can export this success to your region. Hopefully you can pass us and jump over some technologies, and solar and wind are examples that you can take into your energy supply. Norway is a sandpit for electric transportation. Last month, over 40% of the cars sold in Norway was fully electric. So we are speeding up to a fully electric society in 2030. Tomorrow also the Norwegian government will put more money on the carbon storage and transport. Research project, especially for the waste sector. So I think it will be important also and useful for every countries in Europe that we can capture carbon, maybe in the Northern Sea and other places in Europe. So thank you very much and good luck with your further cooperation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairpersons. I now give the floor to Maciej Malecki.
Szanowni Państwo, zgadzamy się, że każde państwo Unii Europejskiej powinno szukać własnych, najlepszych, dostosowanych do możliwości danego kraju dróg do osiągnięcia czystej energii. Na przykład w Polsce do odnawialnych źródeł energii dołączamy elektromobilność i gazomobilność. Polska bardzo troszczy się o czyste powietrze, o czystą energię. Dlatego kierujemy bardzo intensywne działania, między innymi na rzecz szybkiego rozwoju transportu opartego na czystych źródłach, elektromobilnego i gazomobilnego. I chodzi o transport zbiorowy i indywidualny. I także duże starania kierujemy na rzecz rozwoju rozproszonych źródeł czystej energii. Polska ma bardzo duże osiągnięcia w redukcji emisji CO2. Od czasu protokołu z Kioto ograniczyliśmy emisję powyżej 32% CO2. Natomiast w zakresie bezpieczeństwa energetycznego fundamentem bezpieczeństwa energetycznego jest przestrzeganie unijnego prawa. I nie może być sytuacji takich, w którym ważniejszym od solidarności europejskiej są biznesy z Gazpromem. I nie ma mowy o dywersyfikacji wtedy, kiedy prowadzona jest budowa gazociągu od tego samego dostawcy, z tego samego kraju i po tym samym terenie, to nie jest dywersyfikacja, bo dojdzie do sytuacji takiej, że pozornie jakieś państwo będzie mogło kupić gaz sprowadzić gaz z każdej granicy, ale zawsze będzie to gaz wyprodukowany w Rosji. I to jest odpowiedzialność Komisji Europejskiej, żeby zapewnić całej Europie bezpieczeństwo energetyczne. Dlatego nie zgadzamy się na sytuację, w której Gazprom zostanie ułaskawiony za praktyki monopolistyczne, które stosował wobec wszystkich krajów Europy Środkowo-Wschodniej przez wiele lat.
Thank you. I now give the floor to Alexander Kristeins, Latvia. Could you please turn your microphone?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question is to Mr. Franz Josef Schirer from Germany. I have some doubts about necessity of the closing of nuclear stations, and because my question is about competitiveness of prices of electricity. It's what is very important for new EU member states, because we know as price of nuclear station energy is cheaper compared with wind and solar station energy. We discussed about necessity of construction of nuclear station in Lithuania for 3 Baltic states. We know about construction of new reactors in Finland, in Hungary. In Sweden today are working approximately, I think, some 10 reactors. How you see this necessity in Germany? Because you mentioned about Fukushima. Germany has not such earthquakes as in Japan. Germany has not such tsunami as in Fukushima. Where is this dangerous for you? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm not sure if Mr. Schirer is still here, because I know that he had an early flight, so I would like to apologize on his name. Would anyone else want the floor? Please.
Ich muss nochmal zu meinen polnischen Kollegen Stellung nehmen. Also es ist ja nun so, dass es durchaus möglich ist, dass nationale Staaten Abkommen machen, um selbst ihre Energieversorgung zu regeln. Das ist ja nicht ausgeschlossen, und deshalb verstehe ich den Einwand gegenwärtig nicht. Und zweitens, ich will schon mal darauf hinweisen, dass es gegenwärtig von amerikanischer Seite aus den Versuch gibt, alle Unternehmen, die sich an diesem Bau der Leitung beteiligen, zu sanktionieren. Also exterritoriale Sanktionen der USA gegen Unternehmen in Europa, die sich an diesem Bau der Leitung beteiligen. Ich finde, allein daran ist deutlich, welche Interessen eigentlich USA vertritt, und es ist die Frage, ob das die europäischen Interessen sind. Ich sage nein. Und deshalb, ich wiederhole mich an dieser Stelle, dieses Projekt aus den Gründen zu verhindern, die die USA wollen, nämlich ihr eigenes Gas, ihre eigene Energie zu verkaufen, ist nicht im europäischen Interesse und schon gar nicht im deutschen Interesse.
Okay, final words before lunch.
Współpraca z Gazpromem koncernów europejskich jest szkodliwa dla bezpieczeństwa energetycznego Europy. Próba postawienia gazociągu Nord Stream 2 prawa unijnego, próba zbudowania tego gazociągu wbrew unijnym przepisom jest szkodliwa dla bezpieczeństwa energetycznego Europy. I nie może dojść do sytuacji, w której wewnętrzne, unijne gazociągi będą podlegały trzeciemu pakietowi energetycznemu, a w przypadku Nord Stream 2 nie będzie rozdziału właściciela infrastruktury od przesyłanego gazu i nie będzie zapewniony dostęp podmiotów trzecich. To skoro mój kolega niemiecki powiedział o Stanach Zjednoczonych, o tym, czy jakieś państwo będzie chciało kupić gaz ze Stanów Zjednoczonych, z Arabii Saudyjskiej, z Kataru, decyduje suwerennie ten, kto posiada terminal regazyfikacji i będzie decydowała cena, bezpieczna dostawa i nieprzerwany ciąg dostaw. Natomiast doświadczenie pokazuje, że Rosja używa surowców energetycznych do wywierania presji politycznej na kraje, które są od niej uzależnione w zakresie dostaw. I dlatego gazociąg Nord Stream 2 nie może być zbudowany z pogwałceniem przepisów unijnych. My po prostu chcemy, żeby przepisy unijne były stosowane do wszystkich gazociągów, także łączących Unię z podmiotami, z krajami trzecimi i także tych, które są prowadzone pod morzami wokół Unii Europejskiej.
Okay, I think the positions of Poland and Germany are very clear to everyone. If you insist, okay, I don't see anyone else that would, okay, you do insist, please.
Nur noch eine ganz kurze Bemerkung dazu. Genau diese Rechtsposition, die Polen vertritt, ist vom juristischen Dienstes des Rates der Europäischen Union nicht geteilt worden. Insofern gibt es keinen juristischen Einwand, der evident ist, gegen diese Leitung.
I understand that. Moreover, that has nothing to do with our session 2, if you excuse me. Our session 2 is the transition to clean energy in Europe. So I suggest that we go for lunch, and in our program we're supposed to resume with session 3 at 1:30. But since we finished session 2 early, I suggest that we start again at 1 o'clock, not 1:30. So we save time for everyone. So please come back at 1 o'clock after lunch. Lunch is upstairs. Thank you.